How's it going, everybody? Thanks for watching another video. So tonight I want to share with you a SPYDERCO knife that's going to give you the most bang for your buck, the SPYDERCO Tenacious. And of course, guys, if you want to purchase the SPYDERCO Tenacious or any of the other knives in this video, don't forget to check the links in the description below. Alright, let's have a closer look at the SPYDERCO Tenacious, probably one of the top 2 or 3 valued knives in the entire SPYDERCO lineup. Now with the blade closed up, it's going to measure right around 4.45 inches. When it's all the way open, right around 7.76 inches. Blade length is right around 3.39 inches. And blade thickness pretty thick on the top there at about 0.12 inches. And overall, it's supposed to weigh right around 4.1 ounces. Let's give that a quick check here. Okay, zeroed out and on. Exactly 4.1 ounces. Alright, before moving on and talking about the actual blade itself, I just want to give everybody a general size reference as to how big the Tenacious is. So I'm going to bring in a Sharpie. Alright, so that's a standard Sharpie pen there. And I'm also going to bring in one of the largest folders I have, which is the Cold Steel Recon 1. Now this is a 4-inch blade, opened up overall. It's right around 9.3 inches, and you can just see how ridiculous this is. I wouldn't consider this an everyday carry knife, even though I know some people do. I think that's more reasonable, the Tenacious size-wise. Comparisons, I think a better size comparisons would be something like the Delica 4. So let me get one of those on the table so you can see that. Now the Delica 4 is just over 7 inches and the blade is just under 3 inches. And you can kind of see that's a little bit better to carry around for everyday purposes. But for me, the Tenacious probably represents the maximum I would consider in an EDC knife. Alright, let's have a closer look at the blade on the Tenacious here. We have SPYDERCO's version of a drop point satin finish. This is a plain edge with no serrations, full flat grind, which I absolutely love. And the main thing I want to point out, and the reason why this knife is such a great value and so low in price, is the steel that they use, which is HCR 13 MOV. And some people are going to be like, it's not as good. You're going to have to sharpen it a lot. But honestly, it's got great corrosion resistance, especially with the assistance of that satin finish. And I think most people really don't have to sharpen their blades that often, so I think the HCR 13 MOV is a great value. Now the Tenacious is a manual opener. All you're going to do is pinch grip it, get your thumb in the Spidey hole, and flip it open. This is a liner lock. You can see just how good the lockup is here. And I have no blade play up and down or back and forth as expected for SPYDERCO. Let me get you guys a close-up of these G10 handles on this budget SPYDERCO knife. This is amazing. You get G10 scales on a budget knife. Now the texture on here is pretty much on point. I really like it. It's not overly aggressive like the Recon 1 where you'll saw your face off if you use it. It gets you enough friction so when you're pushing and pulling it feels comfortable in the hand. Here's a close-up of the jimping on the actual thumb ramp of the blade itself. And there's also jimping on the liner here down at the bottom. Now the lining is skeletonized. You can see the holes there, and it's also on the bottom and the spine of the knife. What's really cool is look at the screws here that they got into the handle. They are so flush with the frame. It just shows that some attention to detail was put into this knife. Alright, let's have a look at the clip that comes with the Tenacious. And the first thing I notice, of course, is that it's silver. Love silver clips. It's not that I don't dig black clips. It's just when they get damaged, they get scratched up, and they look more damaged than a silver clip. They got holes all over this thing, so it doesn't matter if you're left or you're right-handed. You can carry it tip up or tip down. And the clip itself in the hand is extremely comfortable. This little swedge right here, when you're using it, it just kind of melts right down in your hand. I don't feel that clip kind of poking up into your hand. And as far as how deep it carries, well, let's see. It's going to poke up right about there. No doubt, guys, that the Tenacious is an awesome pickup for 50 bucks. You get a lot of knife for what you're paying for. But this is a very heavy, it's a very thick knife. And for me, for what I use it for, I think the Delica 4 might be perfect for me, but I'm just having an issue. This thing's like $80 versus $50. You get so much knife here, but it's so thick, it's so heavy. And I noticed that right up here on the spine area, it's not rounded off. It kind of digs into your hand when you're using it. And down here, I'm really thankful that they have this opening down in here for the lining. Like, it gives you easy access to push the liner off so you can unlock it and push it down with one hand. But when you're cutting with it, it tends to put a hot spot like right in that first crease of your index finger, especially because there's that jimping there. So I don't know. 50 bucks is a great deal, but it has its issues. Almost forgot, guys. I want to point out one other thing about the Tenacious, and it's that the blade itself, when you open it, there's like a 3/4 click. So check it out, right? Open it up. and it kind of stops right there. I'm going to do it one more time, right? So again, there's a click right there, and then full open lock. So for people used to something like the Delica, which just kind of swings freely open, or you have other knives that don't do that, that might be an irritating factor, but the Tenacious has that 3/4 click, so that might irritate you. Yeah, guys, I don't know. This Tenacious is such an awesome deal for 50 bucks. You get so much knife for the money. It's robust, it's tough. But I don't know. I just think those corners on the spine and definitely the jimping down here on the liner when you're cutting, it just burns a hot spot in that first crease in your finger. And it's so heavy in your pocket. I don't know. But I think if you guys want to get a really budget-friendly knife and you just want to get into the knife market, this is an excellent choice. But I think I might have to go back to my Delica 4. But guys, that's the ending of the video. If you want to purchase this knife, the Tenacious, the Recon 1, or the Delica 4, just make sure to check the links in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it the thumbs up. And if you haven't had a chance to go check out my main channel, it's Chemo365. Head on over there. It's got a lot of great content to keep you busy for hours. Guys, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.